ICMR had released it where they were saying that more than 78% of the population of your country is protein deficient. I have spent more than 9 years in the field of sports nutrition and nutraceutical.
लोगों तक एक अच्छा न्यूट्रिशन पहुंचाना, ये आइडिया कहाँ से आया और क्यों आया?
कन्वीनियंस उसका अच्छा हो, एक्सेसिबल हो, और मैं खाऊं ना तो मेरी सेहत को खराब नहीं करे. Supplementation is firstly not right. The word supplementation is only secondary supplement. It's not a primary source. मैं खाऊंगा तो कुछ हो जाएगा. ये सिर्फ जिम जाने वालों के लिए है. How I met my wife. Okay? I never spoke to her for the first 4 to 5 months. इनका कॉन्सर्ट है, इनको जाना है. वो कॉन्सर्ट होगा नहीं. That's what she told the trainer. वो उनको बोला नहीं हुआ कॉन्सर्ट. सच में नहीं हुआ. This lady has some kind of sixth sense. I think life with a beautiful partner and having a child is equally important. Otherwise you're missing something. Nutrition will again become another FMCG product.
Hi guys, welcome to the channel once again. और इस बार स्पीक विद सौरभ सीरीज के अंदर हम लेके आए हैं एक ऐसे फिटनेस एंथुसियास्ट को जो ना ही फिटनेस में बिलीव करते हैं पर उस फिटनेस के साथ साथ उसका बिजनेस भी करते हैं. ही इज अ फिटनेस एंटरप्रेन्योर एंड मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंटली उससे भी ज्यादा ही इज अ वेरी गुड क्लोज फ्रेंड. सो वेलकम ऑन द चैनल विशाल मदलानी एंड उन्हीं की जुबानी सुनेंगे उनके बारे में. विशाल,
thank you for calling me on the show, Saurabh. Speak with Saurabh, right? You forgot actually one thing. We binge on coffee as well. That's a common benefit that we both have.
Absolutely. So, Vishal, since this platform is for the students, I try my level best कि जो मेरे students हैं उनको कुछ knowledge दी जाए and fitness के बारे में उनको थोड़ा जागरूक किया जाए and especially fitness की जब बात आती है तो I always look upon to you. Very simple reason because you have been a believer, a strong believer of health, and not just that, you are also doing a business in the same. So if you could please first introduce yourself, थोड़ा मेरे students को अपने बारे में बताओ ताकि वो आपको follow कर सके.
So I'm Vishal Madlani. Hello to everyone who's linked to Saurabh or doesn't even know Saurabh. I know him very well. Wonderful human being. We have 2 to 3 common points. One is technology, one is coffee, and the other is fitness. Yes, he does look upon to me when it comes to anything and everything related to health. And the simple reason is because you gain out of experience. For me as an entrepreneur, I have spent more than 9 years in the field of sports nutrition and nutraceutical. Prior to that, interestingly, I started my career into fitness by opening up a CrossFit gym. And prior to that, my life actually revolves around fitness, right? So my wife, I met her in the gym. My closest of my trainers are actually working with me today. And this whole experience of so many years, that culminates into this long story where, people start approaching you for your similar goals. And for me, one goal that is always in common is keeping, health a priority. And people who are associated with me, I always keep on saying that, काम करते रहो, but, health is something that will actually have its own longevity. वो side by side चलती जा रही है. And you need to take care of yourself because if you are well, everything around you is well. That's where the concept of health comes from. So, means I'll be exploring more about myself along with your questions, Saurabh, and I'll take it up as they come.
Perfect. So आगे बढ़ते हुए थोड़ा विशाल से और पूछते हैं और उनके बारे में आपको बताते हैं. So Vishal and his wife, husband wife duo मिलके एक ब्रांड चलाते हैं जिसका नाम है Apex Vitals. Okay, उनकी वाइफ जसवीर who is also an actress, वो भी इसमें एक्टिव कंट्रीब्यूशन देते हैं और दोनों ने मिलके इतना प्यारा ब्रांड खड़ा किया है. ये ब्रांड के डब्बे मैंने यहाँ रखे जरूर है और लेकिन ये कोई पेड प्रमोशन नहीं है, ना ही ये कोई आपको ये बताने का पॉडकास्ट इसलिए बना दिया गया है कि आपको एपेक्स वाइटल्स के बारे में पता चले. द आइडिया इज कि आपको फिटनेस के बारे में पता चले और उसके साथ साथ विशाल क्या करते हैं और क्यों एपेक्स वाइटल्स इंपॉर्टेंट है उसके बारे में आपको पता चले. तो विशाल से थोड़ा जानेंगे कि हाउ हाउ यू केम अप विद दिस आइडिया कि सडनली आपने क्या सोचा कि फिटनेस इंडस्ट्री के अंदर लोग उतरते हैं, जिम खोलते हैं, अपनी हेल्थ अच्छी बनाते हैं, लेकिन एक ब्रांड बनाना और लोगों तक एक अच्छा न्यूट्रिशन पहुंचाना,
हम्म।
ये आइडिया कहाँ से आया और क्यों आया? व्हाई सो?
अच्छा, पहले ना एक बात क्लियर कर दूं, ये जो डब्बे पीछे पड़े ना, ये खाली डब्बे हैं। ये सौरभ एंड his partner Carlson have juggled down the whole jar.
ये सारे पी
And
लिए हमने।
हाँ, and yeah, that's what also helps people like me um, with a lot of confidence to scale through. When you create something nice, um, you would want firstly to try it on yourself and try it out with friends and take a frank feedback on how you've developed something. It could be anything. It's an idea, it could be a product, it could be anything related to you. And that's the way you develop yourself in your journey and try and become much more better. So, like, I remember that, I think a couple of years back when I had gotten these samples for Apex Vitals, the brand wasn't even existing, right? And these guys had come to office, and we remember doing like a tasting test day with these small,
Correct. All those
cups,
flavors we
and
tested.
we've tried the flavors, and you guys were like, "Nah, this works, this doesn't work." So it's all about that, these all small moments, they then come up to a bigger picture. As far as Apex is concerned, the concept is pretty simple. Apex means the top of the mountain. I think everyone in today's world is having their own battle, and their life is also like climbing a mountain. Everyone has their own journey. So if we can support that journey with knowledge, with care, with concern, along with product, um, it would help them achieve this journey a little better. And vitals obviously resembles to your organs, the way you take care of yourself. So that's how simple the brand is. We always feel that the power of the power should be in the hands of the end consumer, or
Right.
in the hands of the person who's consuming something, and he or she has to then take a solidified decision regarding if something is helping them or not. And that's where the tagline of the company also comes. It's called Empower Oneself.
Correct.
And that's where we feel that let us do what we can to the best of our knowledge, and then we'll leave it up to, even he is a customer, so he can tell you what and what not, if it's good, if it's bad. It's better to hear from his mouth more than mine.
Correct.
But yeah, that's how the brand grows. It's and more so regarding the brand and regarding the journey, we'll try and figure out during this podcast.
Perfect. So, guys, Vishal is a very strong believer of body, mind, and soul. He always talks about that. So, मेरे साथ तो उन्होंने काफी बात की है उस बारे में, लेकिन आज आपको मैं चाहूंगा कि विशाल कुछ बताएं what he is always pondering upon, like body, mind, soul है क्या, क्यों उसके ऊपर वो बात करते हैं इतनी ज्यादा, और क्यों अनलाइक बाकी जो फिटनेस एंथुजियास्ट हैं या बाकी जो न्यूट्रिशन एक्सपर्ट्स हैं, वो सिर्फ सप्लीमेंट्स की बात करते हैं, वो बॉडी की बात करते हैं, लेकिन माइंड एंड सोल को जो उन्होंने कनेक्ट किया है उसके साथ, so if you can.
So, Acha, means let me break down myself in couple of age groups. Today I'm nearing my 40s. So let's say the 0 to 20 wala Vishal na is this young angry man sort of teenager who is hitting the gym. मतलब 15 16 inch के डोले हैं, and used to consume a lot of supplements. Obviously, with a proper guidance, I had a coach. I used to play professional sports, so all that worked very well for me. Like I gained a lot out of having a professional teacher with me at that point of time. I spent a lot of time, money, and I was very disciplined in terms of my food, in terms of my supplementation. And I'm like, आज सोचो ना, आज से 20 साल पहले,
Correct.
where people I would not know much about supplementation. Aaj, post COVID, you can see an era, but I'm talking 20 years back. Now, then the 20 to the 30, okay, where you come out of puberty, you start gaining little maturity, you start stabilizing. Obviously, then this pressure of life does ponder upon you. Um, so then your responsibilities change from sports to job to career to then trying to get settled. And that's what usually a person goes through between 20 and 30.
Correct.
At that point of time, your physical needs change, right? Then let's talk about 30 to 40. Uh, this is a complete different zone. We both are in similar age brackets.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
then the papa phase comes, then the marriage phase comes. You know, it's all that goes hand in hand. And at that point of time, yes, responsibilities, society, socialism, it does grapple upon you. So you take a little backseat. Fitness to matlab third bench pe chale jata, I think, for most of them, right? You know, these backbenchers are. So when you're seeing this scale of span of life, पहले कुछ आप खा रहे हो, फिर आप थोड़ा उसका कम कर रहे हो, थोड़ा उसका कम कर रहे हो, अब ये ना वैसे बॉडी भी रिएक्ट करता है कि जो न्यूट्रिशन वो अब्सॉर्ब करता था 20s में, वो न्यूट्रिशन वो 30s में अब्सॉर्ब नहीं करेगा, और वही न्यूट्रिशन वो 40s में अब्सॉर्ब नहीं करेगा. तो जो कैपेसिटी थी कि आपको जो एजिलिटी थी, या आपका जो एक पेस था, आपका एक you can't run the same number of miles now. Your body will take a toll. And with such a fast-paced life, I think there has to be something to tell you more about yourself and give you that additional help. This is not a replacement. Supplementation is firstly not bad. The word supplementation is only secondary supplement. It's not a primary source.
Correct.
Yeah, I always
खाना
joke
खाना
about,
है, भूलना नहीं है.
yeah, I always joke about it, right? You know, when you go and write your paper, the main document is done when you call the teacher and you say, "Madam, supplement," right? That means it's a secondary source of nutrition, like how you cannot replace it with the main paper. You cannot replace a supplement with main food. Uh, Now, all these things kept in your mind, life is fast. You don't have time to take care of yourself. Um, Maybe we can become that help that comes and tries to bridge the gap. Now, as a brand, what we try and do is just not sell something. We try and connect the concept of body, mind, and soul. Now, this is not something that's a made up concept. I feel person has to be healthy physically.
Right.
He can only be healthy because if he's mentally little having that space within himself. So there comes the mind, and the mind is drastically controlled by this soul level happiness, this childlike within you attitude that comes from within, and that needs to ponder upon. So if your soul is not happy from within, uh, you'll be you'll have irrational thoughts. You will not have that same concept of putting in your focus area during your work, and eventually you will start taking erratic decisions regarding your food as well. It's all like a cycle. It's a very very I think three of these things are connected. I don't want to go to the nitty-gritties of it or scientifically try and connect it, but I could always say that I feel this shabd, na, in Hindi we call it Atmantan, body, mind, soul. It is very rational. So gone are those days where in your 30s to 40s you can only say, "I'll take care of my body, sir." Right?
Correct.
You need to now take care of your mind because you have so much of pressure in your life. External pressure, family, this, that, business, blah blah blah. And you need somebody to guide you for having that sane mind and body concept together. Okay, ये सेम चीज एक्चुअली 20 से 30s में भी होता है,
हाँ,
right? When you're having that pressure of culminating and coming from
different
pressure, obviously age gaps, different pressure. So mind वाला concept तो है ही कि
हाँ,
pressure है, you're living in a fast paced world, so pressure तो रहना है. प्रेशर के साथ साथ बॉडी का ध्यान देना है, लेकिन इन सारी चीजों में हो क्या जाता है ना, इंसान अपने आप को खुद को भूल जाता है, which is actually the soul level. Soul is nothing for me but in literal sense self care and self love.
True that,
right? So अंदर से हम खुश रहने बोलते तो that means you don't have to take care
दुनिया
of
को हम खुश करना चाहते हैं और
हाँ.
अपने आप को भूल जाते हैं.
Yes. So this is how I have connected the dots. I completely believe in them.
Correct.
And मैं खुद भी ट्राई करता हूँ कि ये तीनों डॉट्स को मैं बैलेंस कर पाऊँ. Obviously life is difficult, but हम ट्राई करते हैं कि किस तरीके से हम बैलेंस कर पाए. And there's nothing to do with work or business or product. It's just a concept. And if somebody can guide you through in connecting these dots in life, that helping hand is not present in today's life.
करेक्ट. सो आशा करते हैं कि आप लोगों को इससे कुछ सीख मिली हो, बॉडी, माइंड और सोल, इसके बैलेंस और इसकी हैप्पीनेस के बारे में. एंड डेफिनेटली अगर आपके मन में कभी भी ऐसे सवाल आए, आप कुछ पूछना चाहें, तो कमेंट सेक्शन तो ऑलवेज है ही, लिखिए, विशाल से जवाब हम निकालेंगे, आप तक पहुंचाएंगे. विशाल से पूछते हैं थोड़ा और. He has a beautiful daughter and definitely उनकी जो पर्सनल लाइफ है, it revolves around the बच्चों. And as a father, as a husband, उनके बारे में थोड़ा जानने की कोशिश करते हैं. I want to know, rather I want to I want to have some knowledge out of you for my those young students, those who are listening, जो बहुत ही जल्द इस पड़ाव में आगे बढ़ने वाले हैं. वो एक हस्बैंड बनेंगे, एक अच्छे हस्बैंड बनेंगे, ऐसा मैं सोचता हूँ, या वाइफ, या फिर फादर या मदर. वो इस दौर से वो भी गुजरने वाले हैं. You have also lived your life and you have your own set of experience. You've married an actress, as I say, Jasveer, with her own busy lifestyle, her own schedule. She manages you, she manages the brand, and as a husband, yeah, as a that घर का मुखिया, how you deal with it, and थोड़ी सी story. So if you can start with how you met Jasveer and then fatherhood, उसकी थोड़ी सी story बताओ ताकि लोगों को कुछ motivation मिले, कुछ सीखने मिले.
Oh, you've touched a very to touch एकदम like poles apart topics. Like once you made me emotional talking about my daughter, second you talk about my wife, poles apart. So okay, let me tell you about something very interesting about how I met my wife. Okay, a short story. I think it was 2011 and 12. At that point of time, I had nothing to do with fitness, entrepreneurship. Although I was like a professional gym goer, like that days also I used to like hit the gym short. So I and my wife used to train with the same trainer in the gym. Coincidentally, our slots also matched. This was night 9:30, 10. I used to actually at that point of time work with a boutique investment bank. I used to travel to Nariman Point. So I was a financial analyst at that point. So my working hours were like pretty stringent. Me traveling to Nariman Point means waking up at like 6, taking a train, going to Nariman Point, like logging in like dot at 9 o'clock. So I'm like, bye, I will not mess around. At 9 o'clock, I'll hit the gym in the night.
Okay.
Now, you start working out with somebody, na? Your trainer is one, two people are there. So he'll आपका एक सेट करवाएंगे, फिर the trainer will go down to the other client, उसका सेट करवाएंगे, that time you're waiting, ऐसे चलते रहेगा. I never spoke to her for the first 4 to 5 months,
Uh-huh.
right? I did not even know who she was. I have never watched TV serials. One fine day, uh, Jasveer went up to this trainer of mine and she said, "Hey, कौन नक चढ़ा है? Like उसका ऐसा ऐसा नाक पे ईगो है, ऐसी बात ही नहीं करता है." Usually we'll talk, right? Come on. I'm like, I'm a person within myself. I don't need to talk. So she said that he's not some go-getting person, like, let him be, छोड़ दो, मतलब उसके साथ मत करो. That's what the trainer told. वो अपने में ही रहता है. So then one episode happened where I wanted a shift in time.
Uh-huh.
Okay, because I wanted to attend some concert. So obviously you have to go down to the other client and say that, मैम थोड़ा सा एडजस्ट करिए ना, स्लॉट सर के वजह से थोड़ा चेंज. शी सेड नो, मैं क्यों एडजस्ट करूँ इसके लिए. तो ही सेड नहीं, इनका कॉन्सर्ट है, इनको जाना है. वो कॉन्सर्ट होगा नहीं. दैट्स व्हाट शी टोल्ड द ट्रेनर. ओके. Now, now this trainer is like this telegram coming back to me and saying, "Hey, मैडम ऐसा बोल रही कि आपका कॉन्सर्ट होएगा नहीं." बोला, वो कौन होती बोलने वाली, कॉन्सर्ट होएगा नहीं. Actually, you know what had happened? I went for that concert, and that day Sri Balasaheb Thackeray had expired. The concert got cancelled. I'm there in the concert.
Okay.
And the concert actually didn't go through. A couple of days later, I went to the gym and said, "वो उनको बोलो नहीं हुआ concert. सच में नहीं हुआ." The trainer again went and told her कि ऐसे concert बोल रहे, concert नहीं हुआ. She felt very bad. अरे मेरे बोलने की वजह से कॉन्सर्ट नहीं हुआ, दिस एंड दैट. शी सेड उसको सॉरी बोलो. मैं ना उसको अभी बोलो नेक्स्ट टाइम जब भी कॉन्सर्ट होने वाला रहेगा तभी कॉन्सर्ट होगा. This happened couple of months down the line. At that point of time, obviously, then we started talking to each other, and you become a little pally with somebody, spending the same time during the gym. Then one fine day I went up to her and I told her, yeah, this artist, like last time they had not come, the concert got cancelled. Now the concert is supposed to happen, but they are stuck in Japan there because there is a tsunami happening. No, don't you worry about it. The concert will happen. Right? And I'm like, why? What are you? You say it doesn't happen. Now you say it happens. Said, okay, chalo, let me see. And those artists, then they came down, and actually the concert did happen. I again went up to her and told her, yeah, the concert happened there. They were not supposed to come. The article was saying that they're stuck in Japan. No, I told you, right? From that day onwards, I'm like, though this lady now has some kind of sixth sense. Let me keep her as a friend, and if possible, I'll make her my wife. That's the day when I had started, obviously knowing her better. So yes, you were talking about managing, right? So actually, she's the one who manages me because there is this attitude and air sometimes that comes out. And she is this total entertainment package that I have in my life. So she is the happiness quotient. And I do truly believe that if you find the right partner in your life, the things that an opposite person needs to see are you is the opposite person actually confident? Nobody actually looks at that aspect. Is the opposite person self-reliant or has their own aura of self-respect? Okay, and is that person able to take decisions? Obviously you will not get everything in everyone.
Correct.
But it's like finding a job, right?
Koshish.
Right? So you get these three things. You'll either get a company, you either get a package, or you either get a profile. And you being a professor will tell your students, भाई दो मिलेगा, तीसरा तो नहीं मिलेगा. You have to go with two.
Correct.
This is the same thing with finding a partner. You'll not get everything. But if these 3 to 4 core skills are there, like, self-reliance is there, confidence is there, respect is there, I don't think so there should be any case where there is any point of rejection, right? And these are the qualities you would also want to see. I also had in mind that I always wanted a working wife. She could be from any industry. Like my wife is right now from an industry that's not related to me. And that's how you start appreciating each other also, right? Two different sides, two different worlds. I
Correct.
get to learn from her, she gets to learn from me. And then came this amalgamation of my daughter, from so I see a lot of Jasveer in her, in terms of the expressions, in terms of speaking, in terms of behaving. um, she's very expressive. And then comes this sense of pride, this thought process, this way of thinking that she's inculcated from her father. And for me, my kid is this small space of mine, um, where I try and find my little kid also. So you'll often find me playing with her.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, um, it's not just playing with her. I love playing with her and her friends. These little 5, 6 year old toddlers, uh, you know, so much happiness because it's pure love.
Correct.
I don't see any other parent doing it today. And I don't even care. I love doing that.
Right. लोग बहुत busy हैं and
Doesn't matter, means yes, I would say they're missing out on something that they should do. um, but I love spending time with my child, be it in the garden, be it in her classes, or it could be like a football class, or it could be like a gymnastic class, or whatever. So we've although I have a girl child, I made sure that she does her mehnat outside. She'll run, she'll go. So again, this fitness aspect also comes in, right? And we made sure that she does all her physical activities, because that's also something that's, you know,
correct.
closely going away from this world. Children are sitting back playing on their pads and, phones and stuff like that. So um, playing is very important, and in that whole journey, I try and figure out myself, um, of how better I can be as a father and how better I can be as a husband. My child is 6, so 6 years of fatherhood, still trying to figure it out. Almost 10 years of marriage, a decade, still trying to figure out. And that's what keeps the childlike behavior, there. That's what keeps you alive. um, and you take it every single day as a new task, where you have to, yes, there is a set pattern, but you are willing and wanting to understand that what their growth tries to bring a new part of you. And that's what I like, doing. I try figure out if I can balance myself somewhere, and I take it ahead. So yeah, means, trust me, it's a beautiful journey of having a of becoming a father, of becoming. Don't shy away from it. Lot of, I think, youngsters are, they'll put career first, and I'm not saying career is uh, not important. I think life with a beautiful partner and having a child is equally important. Otherwise, you're missing something in your life. Don't shy away from it.
ऑलराइट सो अब थोड़ा आगे बढ़ते हैं और विशाल से उनकी प्रोफेशनल जर्नी के बारे में जानते हैं, उनकी एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप के बारे में जानते हैं। विशाल ही इज हस्बैंड टू एन एक्ट्रेस, लेकिन उन्होंने ऐसा नहीं सोचा कि मुझे एक्टर बन जाना चाहिए। उन्होंने शायद ऐसा नहीं सोचा कि कैमरा के सामने आना चाहिए, क्योंकि कैमरा के सामने तो उनको मैं घसीट के लाया हूं। बट उन्होंने कुछ अलग सोचा। उन्होंने सोचा कि जिम तो बहुत कर ली, लेकिन लोगों की जिंदगी में कुछ परिवर्तन लाना चाहिए, लोगों की जिंदगी में बदलाव लाना चाहिए, और एक ऐसा बदलाव जो शायद उनकी सिर्फ जिंदगी ही नहीं, उनकी लाइफस्टाइल, उनकी उनके साथ जुड़े हुए जो लोग हैं, उनकी फैमिली है, उन सबको बदल के रख दे। तो ये बदलाव के साथ उन्होंने एक ब्रांड बनाने की शुरुआत की, और हस्बैंड एंड वाइफ का ये जो पावर डुओ है, ये इस ब्रांड को कैसे आगे ले जा रहा है और इन्होंने कैसे शुरुआत की, वो थोड़ा जानते हैं।
See, first of all, guys, I'm Gujarati, right? So I'll try and stretch people onto my side rather than go on their side. And yeah, means they say that there's something in our blood that pulls you through towards business.
डीएनए में धंधा है।
I wouldn't say it's this journey of mine in sports nutrition or nutraceutical was purely from the point of view of dhanda. It started as a dhanda. Let me be very honest. When I took a sabbatical from my job years back, um, I first opened a CrossFit gym.
राइट।
क्योंकि मैं खुद तभी जिम करता था, लाइक हार्डकोर जिम गोअर,
और वो जिम आज भी चालू है।
आज भी चल रहा है। सो ऑब्वियसली जब आप जिम जाते हो तो देन फॉरवर्ड इंटीग्रेशन में आ जाती है कि यार जिम को चलाने के लिए क्या क्या चीजें चाहिए जिससे एडिशनली आपकी रेवेन्यू जनरेशन स्ट्रीम शुरू हो सकती है। सप्लीमेंट्स वाज देयर, सो स्लोली एंड स्टेडीली आई गॉट इनटू सप्लीमेंट्स। देन for years, what we used to do is supplements became our core business. Gym secondary हो गया। तो वो टाइम पे at the we used to like take monopoly contracts of these North American companies and import them. So monopoly means the process is you finding out or doing a reiki of companies that want to come into the Indian soil in terms of sports nutrition. You sign a contract with them, and then you only have to import it. तो वो टाइम पे सीखने बहुत कुछ मिला कि import export as a concept, paperwork, legitimacy, in terms of how the government functions, and then once the product lands in India, then you do the distribution in brick and mortar. I got to learn a lot during this phase. Now, all this was there till 2020, 2021, till COVID hit. Something that I tried to figure out is that whenever we were importing anything from, let's say, North America, every product related to health and wellness that was coming in was pegged towards bodybuilding. So there was this wide, aura about सप्लीमेंट्स की, मैं खाऊंगा तो कुछ हो जाएगा, ये सिर्फ जिम जाने वालों के लिए है, ये सेहत के लिए हानिकारक है, एंड व्हाट ऑल, आई मीन यू कैन स्पीक अबाउट इट, एंड इवन आई स्टार्टेड एक्चुअली फीलिंग दैट बिट, राइट, बिकॉज आई फील दिस अमेरिकन कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ सेल्स इज पहले से ही लार्जर देन लाइफ। वो वैसे भी कोई भी चीज है ना बड़ा बना के ही बेचते हैं। So everything that you buy from America is always like bigger in size and bigger in looks and bigger in amplified versions of, and sports nutrition was a part of it. तो मुझे ऐसा लग रहा था कि यार हम लोग के ना सोसाइटी के एक ही सेक्शन को टारगेट कर रहे हैं। 20 से 30 वाले को कोई देख नहीं रहा है, बेचारे जो कैसे भी करके मैनेज कर रहे हैं, और 30 के 40 तक तो भूल ही गए स्पोर्ट्स न्यूट्रिशन वाले, और 40 के ऊपर का तो क्वेश्चन मार्क है। तब एक्चुअली सप्लीमेंट्स की ज्यादा जरूरत होनी चाहिए लोगों को। सो देन केम द प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग एस्पेक्ट्स of an entrepreneur, right? Why this is not there. I started asking myself these questions कि ये क्यों ऐसा है, इसको सॉल्व करने के लिए क्या करना चाहिए।
ये सोसाइटी तो सिर्फ इतना सोचती है, जिम जाओ, प्रोटीन खाओ, बॉडी बनाओ।
हाँ, मीन्स everyone, I think most of the public, even I think COVID has still changed it, but आज भी आप पूछोगे तो ऐसे ही बोलते हैं, अरे ये तो प्रोटीन है, तो जिम जाओगे तो ही खाना पड़ेगा। And recently there was this article that like ICMR had released it, where they were saying that more than 78% of the population of your country is protein deficient.
Very true.
और जो ब्रांड सप्लाई कर रही है प्रोटीन्स, उसमें से भी 60-70% के जो ब्रांड्स दे रही है वो उसमें मिल मिलावट है। तो भी आदमी जाए तो जाएगा।
क्योंकि जो हमारी थाली है वो कार्ब हैवी थाली है।
मीन्स आई थिंक रिवर्स है हमारा पूरा मैक्रो लेवल का डाइट, इट्स इनवर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल, whereas proteins has to be like the macro that you need to serve, but we are more like you said, carb oriented. That's okay. See, we come from a very different kind of a subcontinental region where the climatic condition also plays a role, and you've been born and bred with a certain kind of a diet. Now nobody's telling you to change that diet. We're just trying to tell you that nutrition is necessary for you, and I think nutrition is a right for everyone.
Right.
In this whole zone, what I felt was the gap is that everyone is talking about hard hitting supplements, but nobody is talking about adult supplements, simple, easy to understand. Nobody is talking as a or developing a product in that zone, trying to fill that area or that gap. And I'm like, this is a gap that I need to fill. Where the TG has, I'm not saying that I'm not going to service the 18 to the 24s or the 18 to the 27s or 30s, but there is a widespread TG above 30, which goes up to 50, 55 also, who can consume supplements, but nobody's trying to actually target them. And what is their ask? वो क्या मांग रहे हैं? कुछ ऐसी चीज दे जो कन्वीनियंस उसका अच्छा हो, एक्सेसिबल हो, और मैं खाऊं ना तो मेरी सेहत को खराब नहीं करे. दैट्स देयर आस्क.
करेक्ट.
राइट. ये आस्क को हम पूरा करना चाहते हैं, इज टू मेक न्यूट्रिशन एक्सेसिबल. कीप इट वेरी सिंपल. Anything and everything related to nutrition or the products that we are trying to do today, it's a simple concept, it's no rocket science, but it is made in a cleaner, purer, finer way, and that is what the world requires. Otherwise, nutrition will again become another FMCG product.
True that.
And if that scares the shit out of me, like if it does, then it's so fast and it has nothing to do with your health. And then there is nothing nutritious about it. And us as a country, where there is maximum youth culmination in the teens to the 40s in today's next couple of decades, nutrition will play a very vital role. And if you have a decent product at a decent price point, and when the consumer is ready to pay for it, give them the best. Don't try and cut corners. This is the concept and the vision of my side of the story. So when we try and put it onto a piece of paper, it came as a simple mission statement to be the answer in your journey for well-being. And that's where Apex started coming into shape. Because we started asking questions and we started getting these answers.
So at a very young age, you started to ask these questions. You wanted to change the world. जाहिर लोग ऐसा नहीं करते. लोग उस एज में ना सोच रहे होते हैं बाइक कौन सी ली जाए, वो सोच रहे होते हैं पैकेज कैसा अच्छा लगे, गर्लफ्रेंड कौन सी पटाई जाए, ये सब चल रहा होता है. और आपने सोचा कि दुनिया को बेटर कैसे बनाया जाए.
I think anything and everything to do with entrepreneurship is to have a vision that tries to bring a little better side of the world. Everyone's trying to be unique,
Right.
and I'm not against being unique, but sometimes it's also about being how simple your approach can be towards any idea, concept, business, and how it can bring a change on a wider scale. I do realize that when you eat good food, when you take good nutrition, how it does help you in terms of your daily lifestyle, in terms of your attitude, aptitude, body, mind, soul. All these things don't lie. आप अच्छा खाना खाओगे तो योर बॉडी सेज हाँ तूने सही किया. इफ तू बुरा किया, एक दिन पहले कचरा खाया, तो देन द बॉडी विल ऑल्सो से अरे तूने गलत किया है. एंड इट इज सो लिंक्ड, fascinating to know that um, if you eat the wrong food, say for example, let's try and link it with one very basic problem that today people have. If you eat something spicy, next day you might end up getting acidity.
True.
Correct? When you get acidity, what's your feeling like throughout the day?
Pathetic.
How do you feel? Like, tell that in terms of words.
Yeah. So
What's your thought process that day?
headache, chidchidapan.
Chidchidapan.
Yeah.
What do you call chidchidapan? Grumpy.
Yes. Very grumpy.
Right? Grumpy is a subset of anxiety.
Hmm. Okay.
It's an emotion, right? So your soul is not happy. Something's not happy.
Right.
And that day for sure, you will not be able to focus, concentrate. You'll not be able to take any valid decisions if your health is not in sync. One wrong decision regarding your food, the next day, your body, mind, and soul were not in sync. And that's the triangle that,
Imbalanced.
yeah. So, how do we just tell people that, you don't need to do something different? Nobody's telling you don't party, don't go out, don't eat food. No, that's not the case. But if you can do something good, um, rather than having an evening snack which is like junk, you can supplement that with some good nutritious food. First, have food. If you still can't have food, then jump into supplements. That's what I would say. So then take care of yourself. And these are that concepts that we are trying to, touch point on. And this is how simple life is. If you try and ask and solve these questions, you get the bigger answer.
Correct. सो ये जो जर्नी है आपकी, इट्स वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. बहुत हम लोग इतना डीप सोच के अपनी ब्रांड को खड़ा करना चाहते हैं. एंड I'm lucky to have a friend, and I'm lucky to have a person who guides me for my health, who provides me a clean supplement, because जो हमारी थाली है वो शायद पूरा नहीं कर पाती. और मैंने समझ लिया है, it's very difficult. Like when you say good food, क्लीन फूड, गुड फूड, ये मिलेगा किधर? भाई मुझे तो चपाटी भी जाना है, मुझे गोलगप्पे भी खाने हैं, तो ये कहाँ से आएगा क्लीन फूड, गुड फूड? So at times what I'm having, I want to have everything. So probably the answer for me personally is the supplement. Okay, I can just add something to my plate and make it a little better by the supplement. I don't know how correct I am, but let us know from you कि जो हमारे स्टूडेंट्स हैं जो आज सुन रहे हैं, जो यंग जनरेशन है, वो बहुत कुछ जंक खाना चाहते हैं. They want to eat everything, want to explore everything. So वो exploration की जो जर्नी है उसे थोड़ा बैलेंस कैसे किया जाए with the food, and how to make a good plate. ये अच्छी थाली क्या है?
I think the simplest answer is घर की थाली अच्छी है. वो स्पेशली उसमें अगर माँ का खाना हो तो, माँ के हाथ का खाना हो तो it's wonderful. Because now I'm not trying to be the devil's advocate over here, but yes, you are living in a very fast-paced city. इनफैक्ट टायर 2 टायर 3 सिटीज भी फास्ट हो गए यार. मतलब कुछ ऐसा सब भीड़ में भाग रहे हैं. तो एक टाइम था ना जब आई थिंक आवर ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स यूज्ड टू कॉल दीज मसालास फ्रॉम एन एक्स प्लेस, घी फ्रॉम एन एक्स प्लेस, राइस एंड ग्रेन्स फ्रॉम एन एक्स प्लेस. अभी तो ऐसा कुछ होता नहीं. यू विल गो टू a regular modern trade kirana store, or you'll
You
go
get
to a
everything.
supermarket and today to मतलब वो भी convenience खत्म हो गया. You Zepto
Hmm.
or it's all 10
कौन
minutes
कौन
away, right?
जाता है 10 मिनट एंड डिलीवर्ड.
So convenience is the key. Now in this fast-paced world, like I said, FMCG is always going to be FMCG. So थोड़ा सा lacking लगता है खाने पीने में. पहले ऐसा तो रहा नहीं. अब कौन गलत कौन सही इसके पीछे नहीं चलते. हम क्या सही कर सकते हैं उसके बारे में बात करते हैं. सो ऑलरेडी हम फास्ट 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 कर रहे हैं सारी चीजें, उसमें टाइम बच रही है, कन्वीनियंस एक फैक्टर आ चुका है. तो हम ट्राई करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि हम न्यूट्रिशन को भी कैसे एक्सेसिबल कर पाए, कि आपको मैं डे टू डे रोजमर्रा की जिंदगी में आपको मैं न्यूट्रिशन स्मॉलेस्ट पैकिंग साइज में कैसे दे पाऊं. How can I just give you that 10 grams of protein where you can on the go just consume it and go? How can I convert that protein into a liquid solution where you can just drink and go? So then we're constantly trying to answer these questions, and very soon is where Apex Vitals will come up with answers that you know nutrition has become convenience. Now, obviously, what you see in jars at the back was the American way of doing business. This is nomenclature. जो 20 साल पहले भी ऐसे ही दिखता था, आज भी ऐसे ही दिखता है. और ये डब्बे की साइज देख के है ना, 40 साल का आदमी घबरा जाता है. That's the fact. Maybe a 20-year-old might accept it because you are my friend and you believe in me, so you will purchase. And even I'm eating the same thing, you are eating the same thing. But when nutrition comes in smaller sizes, convenience comes into the picture, your answers become more palatable. The solution is more easy to take. All these things, when they start fitting into the zone, nutrition will become a part of everyday's life. And COVID ने तो बहुत अच्छे से सिखा दिया है कि and people have started getting
True.
little bit more
इम्यूनिटी क्या
vigilant.
है वो सबको पता है.
I mean, पहले नहीं था ना ब्रो, मतलब
इम्यूनिटी क्या है च्यवनप्राश.
हाँ.
Immunity is equal to च्यवनप्राश. I'm like, when we were kids, it was always दूध के साथ च्यवनप्राश और हॉर्लिक्स या बॉर्नविटा, और फिर फूड फार्मर ने आके बोल दिया ये तो तुम चीनी पी रहे हो.
I don't know. Yeah, means I don't want to. I would say sort of like the world. There is in this world again. So fast. You're getting so much of content coming from so many places. The ones that will stay in your mind are the ones which are simple and raw. That's how I believe life should be also. वैसे ही complicated है सर. उसमें और complication. तो जो simple है, जो raw है, वो आपको पसंद आएगा. तो फिर वो आपके खाने की थाली हो, फिर या फिर मेरे सप्लीमेंट्स हो, या हमारा एक कंटेंट हो. जितना सिंपल रहो उतना ज्यादा बेटर है. एंड दैट्स द वे टू लाइफ. आयुर्वेदा तो भूल ही गए लोग. सोचो, मतलब यू आर लिविंग इन द लैंड ऑफ आयुर्वेदा and you forgotten Ayurveda. Like that's the best possible remedy or solution to any problem that a person could have. I strongly vouch for Make in India in terms of Ayurveda, but nahi hai, because it's not convenient na. So people forget about it. It's so fast चाहिए.
Not well marketed, I would say. Not really well
Come on,
marketed.
man. You don't need marketing. जिसकी जड़ इतनी strong होती है उसको marketing कहाँ चाहिए. आप सोचो ना, मतलब इंटरेस्टिंगली मैं आपको कुछ बताऊं, जैसे गोरे आते हैं बाहर से, because I work with a lot of these European and American clients. These guys come from outside and they spend like a month in Kerala. Lakhs of rupees they'll spend on medical tourism and medical retreat. क्या करते हैं? सारे आयुर्वेदा के तो कोर्सेज होते हैं वहां पे, पंचकर्मा करवाते हैं. They end up spending lakhs, buddy. तो फिर ये आपने तो एक कंटेंट को चेंज ही कर दिया ना, मोल्ड ही कर दिया. राइट. फिर कोई एक्स पर्सन बोले या कोई वाई पर्सन बोले, दिमाग तो हमें दौड़ाना नहीं, सही किया है गलत किया है. राइट. सो दिस इज द paradox of life. Simple and raw.
सो इन शॉर्ट जो हमारी थाली है, अगर वो हमें पूरा ना कर पाए तो सप्लीमेंटेशन कुड बी पेयर्ड विद.
Yes, it is very necessary. Whatever gives that benefit to your life, and whatever thing can benefit your progress towards your goals, you should go ahead with that. There's nothing
Correct.
wrong.
And but as you always say, food is primary, and
Correct.
then supplement. So now to our last segment, as we know, Vishal is a fitness entrepreneur. I want to address a question, और खास करके मेरे स्टूडेंट्स के लिए कि जो इस पॉडकास्ट को सुन रहे हैं, देख रहे हैं, अगर वो अपनी जर्नी आपकी तरह चुनना चाहे, अगर वो फिटनेस इंडस्ट्री में या न्यूट्रिशन की इंडस्ट्री में अपने आप को आगे बढ़ाना चाहे, अपने करियर पाथ को, तो वो कैसे करें? ऑफ कोर्स इसमें एवेन्यूज बहुत सारे हैं, लेकिन उनको पता नहीं है. एक थोड़ी सी गाइडिंग लाइट मेरे स्टूडेंट्स को और मेरे ऑडियंस को दीजिए, सो दे नो कि इफ दे वांट टू गेट इनटू दिस जर्नी, how should they go about it?
Let me first talk about just entrepreneurship, right? It's a journey where you will try and find a lot of answers about yourself first. It's a self discovery journey. बहुत कंफर्ट जोन के बाहर आपको प्ले अराउंड करना पड़ेगा. बहुत सारे प्रॉब्लम्स को आपको सॉल्व करना है. सो this journey is strongly recommended by me if somebody wants to take that plunge into entrepreneurship. Whatever people might say, I strongly urge you to go ahead. I think your journey is also like very been similar, right? We've spoken about it, right?
Correct.
Kuch nahi tha haath mein, chalo, we'll see what happens, right? But that's how you figure out, right? You spend years trying to figure out not the problems, but a better solution to how to live a life. And in the end, I can assure you one thing: success, failure. It's not bad to become also a failed entrepreneur. It's a part and a parcel of this journey. What I can assure you is, in this whole journey, you will end up becoming a better version of yourself. And that is what entrepreneurship gives you. नेगेटिव्स तो बहुत बोलते हैं लोग, पॉजिटिव्स के ऊपर कोई फोकस नहीं करता. पॉजिटिव ये है कि भाई आप पैसा बने नहीं बने, ऑफिस बने नहीं बने, गाड़ी बने नहीं बने, बहुत अच्छा वर्जन बन जाओगे आप खुद का. अब बात करते हैं फिटनेस के फील्ड में एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप की. सो टुडे I see the careers that a person can take, like the students that they can take is, I see a lot of students or a lot of players today in the content and copywriting game.
Okay.
Related to fitness. So content is heavy duty influencer marketing. So you see a lot of these young, young guns today trying to show off their physical attitude on camera with their way of life. So influencer marketing you see on a very high scale. A lot of brands also are trying to collaborate with them, because obviously they have a fitness community building part that goes at the back end. Again, right? You're trying to tell people to live a better version of their life.
Right.
So that's the visual side of it. So content comes. Copywriting, I think, is one thing that I would want people to come into personally. Everything has become very visual, right? But the essence is the likhawat at the back end.
How you represent.
How you represent. Very correct. Uh, that is widely missing, and with the technology around the corner, like AI is there, so copywriting becomes a little easier. uh, but copywriting में वो human element है ना बहुत जरूरी है, नहीं तो then everything becomes AI. So if there is only computer talking to you, then you will not want to talk to the opposite person, because then it's not raw and simple, right? So copywriting has one content. I would say community building. What this genre of entrepreneurship can get you uh, is you'll come across a lot of people who want to find solution to live a better version of their life. That's every person's problem. I want to get fit. I want to do this. I want to do that. ऐसे चार लोग आप मिला दो, they become friends. Common cause, common emotion. That helps your cause as well. So community building, you can do a lot of things in and around community building. I can give you like a couple of examples, and I'm not saying trainer ban jao ye wo kuch. Medical tourism,
Okay.
Beautiful way of looking at it. Um, Fitness camps, um, something as simple as Sunday to Sunday beach workouts.
Okay.
So simple as the concept, right? So you've heard about this concept of devil circuit, and
Right. Devil
it's all community building, bro. Ultimately, the concept is getting people with same mindset to do certain set of activities, and then they feel happy about it, that they accomplished. Like marathon is one way, right? Marathon people are running. What are they running for? You're running solo, but 50,000 people are running. What are you running for?
So this is a community building, but unlike the social media community building, unlike a virtual, real physical community building.
Real physical. तभी तो essence है ना sir. Means otherwise fitness कहाँ से आई बीच में? So that's one thing. What I see as entrepreneurship in this industry also, I think there is a lot of space for new age brands that can still come in. Like we are trying to do our bit. So as a brand, we are trying to focus on innovation in terms of powder and innovation in terms of liquid. Like just to let you know, we have launched India's first liquid collagen. So collagen only used to come in powder. We launched it in terms of liquid. So the bioavailability as a concept, or ease of use, you just take a shot and you're like done. Powder bhi jo hum kar rahe, it is like we proudly claim it as India's finest whey protein. Finest, not fine, actually fine in terms of granulation. So
right.
Their science also comes into the picture.
तुरंत पानी डाला mix.
हाँ.
Done.
So अब यहाँ पे थोड़ा बैकएंड पे चलते हैं जहां एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप आ सकती है और इससे रिलेटेड अलाइड इंडस्ट्रीज भी जुड़ती हैं. जब आप कोई भी फूड ग्रेड आइटम में आप आते हो, मेक इन इंडिया आज बहुत ही बढ़िया जगह पे है. व्हाट वी फील एज अ प्रॉब्लम एरिया इन दिस इंडस्ट्री इज दैट उसकी अलाइड इंडस्ट्रीज है ना, उसमें हमें बहुत खपत नजर आ रही है. Packaging is one of them. Food safety is one of them. Um, Even on the science side of it, like testing laboratories, um, it could be people who are wanting to get into brand building right from the scratch of formula development. ये सारे जगह पे आपको आंसर्स बहुत कम लोगों को मिलते हैं. मेरे पास तो एक्सपीरियंस था 9 साल का, बट अगर आज की डेट में आप किसी को बोलो कि मुझे कोई फूड प्रोडक्ट बनाना है, न्यूट्रिशन भी छोड़ देते, फूड प्रोडक्ट बनाना है, देन ही विल गो टू अ मैन्युफैक्चरर और वो बोलेगा ये हम ये बनाते हैं 4 प्रोडक्ट, उसमें से आप सिलेक्ट कर लो. बट आपको अगर वो 4 में से नहीं कुछ पसंद आया तो आपको 5वां उसके पास की कैपेसिटी नहीं है. तो जो कंसल्टिंग वाला जो एक एंगल है ना इन सब में, वो भी एक एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप साइड पे, सर्विस साइड पे बहुत एक बड़ा बिजनेस बन सकता है, where people are required in this field, because you're serving like 140 crore crowd, my friend, and like India, if wanting to compete with the the bigger developed economies and wanting to come closer and bridge the gap between China, तो आपको स्केल तो करना पड़ेगा. अब स्केल फिर वो प्रोडक्शन साइड पे हो या फिर वो कंसल्टेंसी साइड पे हो, वहां लोग तो लगेंगे. और हम अच्छा खाना खाएंगे तो हम और 50 साल तक मेहनत करके इंडिया का नाम रोशन कर सकते हैं. तो न्यूट्रिशन प्लेज अ पार्ट. कितनी अलाइड इंडस्ट्रीज है जो आप काम कर सकते हो उस पे. तो आई सी अ लॉट ऑफ स्कोप इन दिस इंडस्ट्री ओवरऑल.
Right. So, matlab, these are not those conventional opportunities what you're talking about. You're talking about those things which those avenues जो शायद मैंने भी पहली बार सुने हैं. मतलब you know, fitness industry is equal to trainer, जिम और खत्म हो जाता है. बट दिस इज समथिंग वेरी डिफरेंट एंड आई एम श्योर आज मेरे जो कुछ ऑडियंस है, जो प्यारे स्टूडेंट्स हैं, उन्होंने एक गुड टेक अवे लिया है, बहुत अच्छा टेक अवे लिया है. एंड देन यू गाइस कैन थिंक ऑन इट. दिस इज मोर टू डू विद द लाइफस्टाइल एंड लेसर टू जस्ट डू विद द जिम एंड द ट्रेनर. So
वो तो पता ही है ना वैसे भी सौरभ. दैट्स व्हाट पीपल थिंक अबाउट फिटनेस इंडस्ट्री. उतने भी शुरू होती उतने भी, बट देन हेल्थ इज नॉट अबाउट जस्ट हिटिंग द जिम, राइट?
correct.
So many things that you can, and I would again say as many questions that you can ask, especially for the students. Like if you feel there is an industry or you want to become an entrepreneur, your first 3 steps should be ask yourself 3 valid questions of why, how, and what. I think it's called the golden rule of Simon Sinek, the golden circle, right?
Right.
You figure that out. I think you will get maximum answers from there.
Super. Super. So that was from Vishal. और उनकी जर्नी को जान के मजा आया, बहुत सारा इंसाइट मिला. एंड खास करके जो मेरे प्यारे बच्चे हैं, आपको बहुत सारी इंफॉर्मेशन, अगर आप इस जर्नी में खुद आगे बढ़ना चाहते हैं, खुद एंटरप्रेन्योर बनना चाहते हैं, फिटनेस इंडस्ट्री में जाना चाहते हैं, सो आई एम श्योर आपको बहुत सारी इंफॉर्मेशन मिली होगी. और आगे अगर आपको फिर भी कुछ सवाल हैं आपके मन में, वो सारे के सारे सवाल उस कमेंट सेक्शन में प्लीज लिख दीजिएगा. वो सारे सवालों के जवाब आपको मैं विशाल से दिलवाऊंगा. एंड आई विल ऑल्सो मेंशन ऑल द URLs, ऑल द पॉसिबल URLs टू विशाल एंड हिज कंपनी, सो दैट यू कैन चेक, you can know about him more, and you can gain whatever best you can out of it. So thank you for watching. Do share this video with all the friends who want to become fit, who thinks fitness comes first. तो उनके लिए ये वीडियो खास करके रहेगा. Thank you for watching.